It is JT. No secrets, just truth. Jezreel, Emil, Kavan. Our nation has gone through so much trouble, too much struggle, and too much pain. I say, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. They have allowed the 21st century to be a century of pain and turmoil and anguish for the children that are growing up now. I say, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do, because they put on TV so much sexuality, so much immorality, so much filth that it makes no sense. And it is not our generation that is doing this. It is the older generations, but then they turn around and blame us for following the styles that they have put in place. Whether it's the magazine models, the hip hop videos, the booty shaking, all of that stuff, that stuff didn't come from us. That came from the older generation. They expose our children to this and expect our children to rise higher, to become doctors and lawyers after sitting down watching this dumbed down crap. Well, I'm angry this morning, Father. I'm angry this morning, Father, because so many lives are being taken from us because of bullying, because they're not popular, because they look a certain way, because they act a certain way. It's no longer okay to be an individual. It's no longer okay to be yourself. You have to conform to one side or the other. You have to be a part of this team or that team. You can't be a part of your team. You can't be a part of God's team. You're so busy going back and forth trying to pretend to be something that you're not just to make someone else happy. I say, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Playing all these violent video games, and you wonder why in real life they're shooting up things when they're angry, when no one's listening to them. My mother used to abuse me, but she used to have a saying, what goes on behind closed doors, stay behind closed doors. She would tell me that the social worker who would come to the house would take us to a foster home, and it would be no better than the home that we lived in, that it would be worse. My mother was a very blunt woman. She would tell you exactly what she had on her mind, hoping that you will understand where she's coming from. She would tell us while we lived in the inner city and tell us just watch what they do. One minute they fight, next minute they're best friends. Be careful because they're all family. There's generations and generations of them living in the same neighborhood. Is when I came up with a theory of oppression. That if you oppress somebody long enough, that you don't no longer have to do anything to keep them oppressed, they begin to oppress themselves. When you start talking about high school dropout rates, it is because how can you tell a child that they're going to make it to college when their mother and father barely pass high school, when their mother and father can barely put food on the table, let alone think about tuition to send their kid to college, when there's so many other kids competing for the very same scholarship. In the inner city, there's less scholarships than the Ivy League schools and the nicer schools in America. There is an inequality when it comes to education. There is an inequality when it comes to wealth. There's an inequality when it comes to how we are treated as human beings. We get discriminated against on jobs. We get discriminated against in our own homes. We get discriminated against in our own neighborhoods. There is no peace. There is no rest. I say, forgive them, Father, because they know not what they do. All along on Sundays, you see these mass people going to church claiming that they're pillars of the community, yet their communities are being destroyed house by house, neighbor by neighbor, child by child. Tell me, how is that you are a pillar of your community if your community is falling into chaos? We have so many churches across this country, and you tell me that not one of them can help the homeless, not one of them can help the children that are lost, that they tearing away families, looking for a place to stay, looking for a roof over their head. You tell me in each city that they don't care about the poverty and the poor, that we have to live paycheck to paycheck, but want to boast that we're the richest nation on the face of the earth. If that is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard. Yes, we may have bullied the rest of the world into making sure that we get paid good wages for our jobs, but the inflation on the cost of food, the inflation on the cost of gas, the inflation on the mortgages, the inflation on everything around us leaves us as just as the third world countries, trying to figure out how we're going to keep the lights on, how we're going to keep the water running, how we're going to keep food in the house, how we're going to put gas in the car, how we're going to get to work, how we're going to buy clothes for the kids. I say, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Because we go along with this jerry-rigged system, not knowing the real reality behind it. The princes and the principalities, those who wear the suits and the button-down blazers and walk around dictating what new laws will be passed that says that it is for your benefit, but it turns out it's not for our benefit, it's for their benefit. I think President Carter said it better, that we have become more focused on materialistic things than the things by which you need no money for, like love, respect, honor, discipline, truth, charity. We spend on things that we don't need, and yet we give back nothing, not even 10% of our time. My way of thinking is giving 10% of what you have to your community, 10% of what you have to someone in need, 10% to your family when they are in need, 10% to the churches that are building centers for children to come after school so their mothers can work longer, so their fathers can work longer without having to worry about needing a babysitter. I speak out for those who stand in the middle of this wilderness and say, why am I drowning? I go so much farther and say, why are we paying for things that God created freely? We are locked in a system of paying money for things that God created, paying money for oranges that grows from trees, from seeds of oranges. We pay for apples, we pay for the fruits and vegetables, we pay for the cereal. All these things came from God, but yet we pay for it. Oh, it's the economic system. We needed to do it. We have to do it. No. God said that He made food to be plentiful. There's enough for the world and more. But yet we have famines in third world countries. I'm a pastor. I'm a pillar of the community. But then you look past those who come into the church, crying their eyes out, crying their hearts out, because they have been abused, because they have been raped, because they have gone through so much. You cast them away as children that are rebellious and wild. You never ask yourself why. Why they are against authority. Because it was authority that turned their backs on them. Forgive them, Father, because they know not what they do. They judge before they speak. They judge before they act. I'm not saying everyone is like that, but what I am saying is that there are too many people turning a blind eye to the things that's going on. They want to say that they're saved and righteous, that they're saints and wearing their little church hats, coming in every Sunday, sitting in the front pew, saying that that's their spot, so that the pastor can see them. They're the ones that tied the $100 and $500 and tried to make sure that they sit on every committee and sit on the board of everything, and so that they know the bylaws and all of this, that they run the church. But they know nothing about the struggles of each member inside that church. It's an abomination. It's an abomination for a preacher to get paid to preach the word. Paul didn't get paid to preach the word. None of the disciples got paid to preach the word. There's nowhere in the Bible that it says that they get some kind of monetary reward for doing what God asked them to do. But they have you believe that if you pray hard enough, you'll be able to get a Benz too. Went from drug dealers to drug addicts to all kinds of things and say they found their way to God. No, you found a way to hustle. You're not slinging that dope on the street no more. You're slinging something else in church. Hiding behind the words of God so that you can have nice suits and drive a nice car. While you continue to try to get more and more members to come to your church so that you can have more and more money to yourself. Your churches are non-profit organizations, so they don't have to pay any taxes. It helps you with a tax write-off as well, but I'm just telling you that some people are doing these things for the wrong reasons. So I say, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. I say what Jesus said on the cross when they was crucifying him, when he was up there, when he called the Elohim to Elahi, to Yahweh, to Yahshua. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Because they turned them away. Don't feel bad when people turn you away, when people turn you down. Brush the dust off your feet and keep moving. Don't feel bad when you lose friends, when people refuse to love you as you are. Don't feel bad. Remember that they did the same thing to Jesus Christ. He wasn't a superstar until he died. He became an idol when he died. But when he was living, they kicked him while he was down. They beat him. They put a crown of thorns on his head. They made him walk down the street with the beam of his own cross. They nailed him to the cross. They killed him. Let's tell it how it is. They murdered the Son of God. If they would do it to him, what would they do to you? The truth is in our DNA. The truth is in our blood. At the Last Supper, when Jesus said unto his disciples, drink of my blood and eat of my body, it was symbolic to remind them that he is always within us, that within us is the bread of life, within us is the wine of life. They used to take the lamb's blood and put it over top of the houses during the plague. They used to offer up the lamb for sacrifice unto God in his altar so that he may hear our prayers. But Jesus offered himself so that they could be able to speak to God directly. I say, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. They complain about the things that are unnecessary. They get all riled up about a game, a football game, a basketball game, a hockey game, a baseball game, but they're not all riled up about the violence that's going on in their communities. They're not all riled up by the abuse that's going on in their communities. They're not all riled up about what's going on in the world. I'm so amazed how so little people follow politics, even though these people are passing laws that dictate what you can and cannot do in the world. I can't believe how many people do not follow geopolitics to find out what's going on in other countries that affect our country. For the first time in my life, I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed that it's not that many people thirsting for the knowledge as they used to thirst for it. Nobody wants to stand up and be that next voice, the next Martin Luther King, the next Malcolm X, the next Marcus Garvey, the next Gandhi, the next Mother Teresa. No one is willing to give up their lives to do something for others just for the pureness of doing it, to bring joy to the children's eyes, to bring happiness to their lives. I say, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. They encroach upon the valley of the motherless and the fatherless. They encroach upon the valley of the holy and the divine. They encroach upon the valley of the ancestors and my forefathers, speaking as a drunken fool, ready to debate their standing points with no merit to stand on. I say, forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. They continue on with their ignorance, not knowing that they're destroying themselves from the inside out, not knowing that while they're trying to fit an image that don't exist, that they're losing themselves. They're losing every part of them that makes them real, makes them whole, makes them true. So I say to you, waiting hands, pray. Pray to the Father. Ask the Father for guidance. Be not afraid of the Father who created you, who loved you, who still loves you, who is willing to be there in your corner with every fight and every battle. And when you get to that point where you're tired of everything that's going on in your life and no one's listening to you, I want you to say these words. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. One more time. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do.